Hello lovely friends, how are you all today? I hope you're all really fine and dandy. I'm having another superthon in the kitchen today. I'm working like mad to get the veggies in, get them cooked into something yummy and get them into the freezer so that I've got a whole host of really yummy scrummy ready meals for when I'm not kind of up to standing in the kitchen and cooking for hours on end. So I made this a couple of nights ago. I scoffed it all before I could show you. So I'm doing it again today because it's really lovely, and I shall look forward to having some in the freezer for when the op has been done. This is broccoli and spinach soup, and again it's dead easy. Now, I love this soup for all the vitamins it's going to give me. It's absolutely fantastic. So just starting with our broccoli, probably most of you know that it's a really good source of vitamin C. Yay, fantastic. We love a bit of vitamin C. We all know that it's really good for our immune health. Brilliant. It also has good levels of vitamin K, which I'm going to talk about in a second. The spinach, which I'm not going to try and pick up because it's all in a pile, is a fantastic source of iron. You know, we all know that, don't we? We've all watched Popeye, you know, chugging his cans of spinach and getting full of iron. It's fantastic. But what you may not know is that our body finds it actually quite hard to absorb the iron. And one of the best ways to help with the absorption of iron is to have a meal that includes iron and vitamin C, because the vitamin C helps transport the iron to where it needs to go. So what a perfect combination. Broccoli, vitamin C, spinach, iron. Yay, it's fantastic. So if you are trying to increase your iron intake, perhaps you've just found out you're a bit anemic, if you are having a meal that's rich in iron but not so rich in vitamin C, just think about adding something, or even, you know, have a glass of orange juice with it, just to help that absorption of the iron. Spinach is also another good source of vitamin K, like the broccoli. So it's not a much discussed vitamin. If you know anything about it, you'll probably know that it's involved with blood clotting. It helps our blood to clot. So if we cut ourselves, we don't just keep bleeding. We actually get a bit of clotting going on. What's quite interesting at the moment is there is some research happening to look into, it's thought that vitamin K can help in the transport of calcium. And we all need calcium for our bone health. Oh, I love it. I get a bit nerdy about it all. I just love the idea that I'm eating all this yummy food, because I've got a bit of a sciencey nerdy head. I love finding out all this stuff. Yay, absolutely love it. So this is a great bowl of soup if you need your iron, but it's great on so many other levels too. So let's have a little look at the ingredients. As always, keeping it really simple. So with the broccoli, in terms of amounts, I tend not to weigh things. I tend to do it visually. Some of my heads are coming up a bit small at the moment, so it's just about the size of my palm of my hand. So I've grabbed a second one. Let me try and bring you around here so you can get an idea in relation to my hand. So a couple of little heads of broccoli. And then for the spinach, it's about the same volume as the broccoli. Like if I scrunch it all up, pick it up, it's sort of a fist size. Oopla. I've got one of my little skinny carrots left over, so I'm going to bung that in today as well. But if you haven't got a leek, don't worry, just do it with the broccoli and the spinach. Of course, good old onion and garlic, we always have those. A litre of stock. But now here are two little ingredients, special ingredients, which are going to make it super duper yummy. I've got some ground nutmeg. We'll use a little bit of that. And, one of my favourites, cardamom. is such a beautiful spice. It's so warming, but without being sort of hot and sending your tongue on fire. Now, I always buy my cardamom in the pods still. It keeps it fresher for much longer. You can buy it ready ground. It's only a sort of a momentary faff to get this gorgeous seed out and ground, which I'll show you in a second, but it does keep fresher for much longer. So, super simple. Let's get chopping and cooking. I've chopped my onions, garlic and leeks, and I'm now going to just pop them in the pan to have a bit of a sweat down. What I should say, I always skip this bit because I kind of assume everyone knows, but someone was asking me the other day, so I'll explain. I've only got a splash of oil in the pan and with it a splash of water. So they are going to be fried, but they're also going to be steamed at the same time, if that makes sense. It just means you can get the same effect of frying them, sweating them down, but without using quite so much fat. I don't have a problem with fat. We need fat. Our brains need fat. But, you know, just thinking in terms of the sort of beneficial fats and the more harmful fats, I probably get far too much of the harmful stuff in terms of saturated fat from cheese. Oop, my bad. But the olive oil, yeah, go for it. So we're going to just let those sweat, steam / fry for about 10 minutes before we start adding the spices. So now it's time to get on with the cardamom, getting their little seeds out and ground. Right. Oh, that smell. When the lid comes off, it's like lemon and mint and, it's kind of impossible to describe, but it's gorgeous. So I'm going to try and find some decent sized pods that hopefully you'll be able to see. I am going to select about 7 or 8 pods for decent size. As I open them up, I might decide to use less because there might be loads of seeds in there. So, gosh, I hope you're going to be able to see it. Can I just zoom in a little bit, maybe? Oh, the angle's too acute, isn't it? Let's see if we can get you down a bit further. Okay, so with a sharp pointed knife, all I do is just sort of crack into the pod. Then it should come apart quite easily. I'm going to do it over the pestle and mortar just in case any drop out. And then you see, oh, a couple have just jumped. You see inside, they range from sort of brown to black, the seeds. So I just sort of scoop them out with my fingernail. Right, let's do the next one. I know this seems really quite fiddly and faffy when you can buy it ready ground. But like I said, the taste is so much better, it's so much fresher. See, these ones are more of a nearly black. Oh, there's loads in this one. And even just cracking the pods open, the smell already, even before I've started to grind them. Watch your fingers, Vivi. Gertrude, come on, let's have you out. Oh, loads in this one too. I might not need as many pods as I thought because they seem to be absolutely bursting with little seeds. It's perhaps cardamom's not something you keep on your spice shelf, but I would say it's such a lovely spice with spinach, broccoli, all the brassicas in fact. So I think it's well worth investing in some. Right, let's give that a crush in the pestle and mortar now. So that's 4 pods. Whoops, sorry. That's 4 pods. It's given me about half a teaspoon. I think that should be enough. Oh, a couple jumped out. Don't waste any. Oh, Oh, the smell. Gosh, I wish you guys could smell this. So there we are. A little bit ground up. This and the other spice we're going to add shortly. In the meantime, I'm going to get on with chopping up the broccoli. When the alliums, leeks, onion, garlic have had about 10 minutes, just check on them, make sure they've nicely softened and sweated down. They are looking perfect. Now it's time to add the spices and just be prepared for sensory overload. So I'm going to do about half a teaspoon of the nutmeg. And then actually, just while that was sweating down, I did do another couple of cardamom pods because I love it so much. Get those in. Now I'm going to leave them for a couple of minutes to sort of fry with the onions because that heat is going to start to release all the oils from the spices. Oh, the smell is just, it's redonkulously good. I mean, I love my veggies plain, but there are just a few herbs and spices which I adore because they're just that little bit extra. Okay, so give your spices just 1 or 2 minutes to sweat down with the onions and bits, and in the meantime I'm going to just start chunking up this broccoli. The lovely thing about both broccoli and spinach is they don't really require very much cooking time at all. They're such lovely tender veggies. In fact, the majority of broccoli and spinach that I consume I actually eat raw. Chuck a handful in with my smoothie in the morning. Just nibble on it as a snack. Quite often the broccoli doesn't make it home from the garden because I start chomping on it on my way home. This is a great recipe as well for the stalky bits. I know I don't enjoy the stalks raw quite as much. I tend to just prefer the florets raw. But because this is all going to be blended later on, just chuck it all in. You can even chuck a couple of the leaves in if you want to. Like I said, I have most of it raw, and it's one of those vegetables, well, they both are, that veg you can easily just destroy by overcooking. So try your stuff raw if you're not accustomed to having it raw. Otherwise, put things in soups, quick cook, or just really, really lightly steam them. Let's see how this is getting on. Oh, I wish you could smell it. Right, let's get these gorgeous green bits in. Look, isn't it just beautiful? It's the colours of vegetables just sends me into paroxysms of delight. And we're going to get all this spinach in. I'm going to blooming well try. If you've cooked with spinach before, you'll know it wilts down within moments of coming into contact with heat. So I'll get down really quickly. Squish it. Right, where's my stock? Where have I left this? Oh, it's over here. A litre of stock. The smell is insane. I should probably stop talking about the smell, shouldn't I? Probably drive all of you crazy because you can't smell it. Okay, cover up again, bring it back to the simmer. Simmer it really only for about 10 minutes, possibly even less, and then we're going to blitz it. It's had about 8 minutes to simmer. I actually probably could have got away with 5 minutes if I'd, you know, the sort of stalky chunks, if I'd cut those a bit finer, but never mind. Now, at this stage, it doesn't look much, does it? It looks like, I don't know, something that the swamp creature would live in. But you wait till you see it blended. The magic moment. Look at the colour. Isn't that just sublime? So I've blended it down. It's still got a few bits in it. I didn't blend it really, really hard, but oh my goody goodness, come on, let's get some in a bowl. The colour is just, I mean, surely the colour alone tells you, eat me, I'm really good for you. Now it's not quite as thick as a lot of my other soups. If you wanted it to be thicker, you could just add a spud, but I was trying to make this one a low carb soup for you, Amy, and for anyone else who's watching their carbs. I've got loads more broccoli coming, so I'll be doing loads more broccoli soup recipes hopefully, and I will be doing a broccoli Stilton type soup. But for now, this one's vegan. Tuck in, enjoy. It's gorgeous. Actually, let me just show you in the. Shall I show you in the bowl? Can I hold? No, I'm not going to hold the bowl up. You can come down here. Whoa, scrumdiddly. Tell me you don't want a bowl full of this. Oh, the smell is divine. It's so subtle. Right, let's dive in. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm going to bring it right up to my face. Give it a fuff. Oh, it's just extraordinary. What amazes me, oh my goodness, it's velvety, it's silky. Can something be velvety and silky? Well, yeah, it can if it's broccoli and spinach soup. The thing is, they're two beautiful vegetables anyway. Excuse me, I'm going to get on. But just the addition of those couple of spices just elevates it to a whole nother ball game. This is so yummy, so good for me. So ta-ra! I want to get scoffing. It's a gorgeous warmer before I set off to the garden to do some digging or some such. Give it a go, it's really lovely. Hopefully you've all got some broccoli growing in your garden. But look, even if you have to resort to going to the shops, what are they? Give it a go, because it's so simple and quick. Actually, in terms of cooking time, it really is quick, because it's a few minutes for the leeks to sweat, a few minutes for the broccoli and spinach to wilt down, probably 20 minutes cooking time in total, and only a few minutes of prep. Excuse me. So yeah, give it a go. It's really scrumdiddly. Do try it with cardamom. Even if you've never had cardamom before, you will be amazed. It's such a subtle, it's so hard to describe. It is really subtle, but it just gives it this warmth and beautiful mellow quality that you can't believe. Right. I'm going to get this bowl down my face and go off to the garden and do some digging. So I'll see you all. I've probably got spinach on my teeth now, haven't I? I will see you all again really soon, I hope. But in the meantime, happy soup making and take care of yourselves.